Do robots need a body? Now, I'm not asking that question in the context of do they need a body in order to move things, because then the obvious answer is yes, they do. I'm interested in, do they need a physical body or a virtual body like a human form in order to make sense of the world the way we make sense of it? So, in terms of meaning construction. Now, why is that important? In robotics and artificial intelligence, there's both an academic and a commercial race, which is worth millions and millions of pounds in the UK alone. And that race is all about making robots that can essentially live together with us and make sense of our lives as well. Now, in the academic community, in artificial intelligence, psychology, but also engineering, there's a lot of debate about whether or not a body is actually necessary. Now, that body can be actual physical hardware, so actually physically there, or it could be a virtual body. But a lot of scientists are saying that the body is important. Those people in that camp are called sort of embodied theorists. I mean, you have them in robotics as well as in psychology. The more classical perspective is called disembodied cognition, and that is all about saying, well, it doesn't really matter what the body is. It's all about the stuff that happens in here. It's about the mind, it's about how we make sense of the world, and that's what matters. However, because of the confusion in literature, no one really knows what is important. And essentially that has led to two different camps forming with a lot of argumentation and not much consensus between the two camps. In my research, I've explored whether or not embodied and disembodied mechanisms are important. I use a lot of computation. I use a lot of computational modeling, which essentially consists of creating a lot of theories, a lot of maths, and running them through a computer to then generate some predictions. Using those predictions, you test them on real human data, and then say, okay, does this fit with reality or does it not? Based on my research, it seems that both a fully embodied version with a body and a disembodied are incorrect. What it seems to be pointing towards is a grounded perspective, a perspective that is a hybrid one, where actually, irrespective of whether or not a robot has a body, it needs to be grounded in a virtual reality or a physical reality where it makes sense of objects. So in this lecture theory, we have chairs, we have sort of tables, we have people with wash bowls. All these things are statistical interrelationships that essentially help us make sense of our world. This research has also replicated previous findings in machine learning and computer science that have looked at meaning based on language. And I found that in many of my studies, I've been able to replicate those models without using any language. So I'm hoping to be able to apply this to not just humans, but also other animals. So in conclusion, a body isn't really necessary, but a real world or a virtual world is important. Thank you.